Today's broadcast is presented by Glen Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Hello, baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
You mentioned this guy earlier. He's a guy who I have a real soft spot for. It's Pete Rose. If you could just talk about what kind of teammate he was.
The best. Made everybody around him better. Came to the ballpark, concentrated on every single pitch, could tell you what was going on in the stands and what was going on the field. And if you weren't hustling, he'd come up and he had a way of just talking to you where you'd realize, all right, I need to up my game a little bit. He was funny. I got my first hit, and here he comes bringing my glove and my hat out, and I'm thinking, wow, this is cool. Pete Rose going to bring me my glove and my hat out. There's 50,000 people there, and he just throws it and hits me in the stomach. He says, you're only 2,500 behind me. Kept running on out to the outfield. And then, of course, he came into third base. I mean, you look, guy was an all-star at 4 or 5 different positions. Played hard, didn't have the best ability. He couldn't run as fast as people. He couldn't throw as good as some guys. By golly, he is a gamer. I mean, he was tough as nails. And I think now, I've changed my mind now. I used to think, all right, what he did, he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. But since baseball now has adopted the bet on every single pitch, every action that goes on in the game, if that's the way they're going to play it, then Pete Rose ought to go in the Hall of Fame.
He's in mine, you know.
He's in a lot of people's.
Yeah.
He introduced me to my wife, so I've been married 42 years. And
that's why he's in your Hall of Fame.
That's why he's in my Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's right.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glen Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glen Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glen Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Let's talk about some postseason moments. The one, to me, that sticks out in everybody's mind was not a Reds highlight. It was a Boston Red Sox highlight.
Why?
Well, Carlton Fisk.
Oh, that's the World Series that they won 3-4.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I talk really brash about that. That was such a fun time, though. But everybody says, what were you thinking of? Well, when we got up 6-3, I think it was, and Raleigh Eastwood was in the game, and you just feel like, all right, we're right where we want to be. We're going to win this thing. And then Carbo fouls off an unbelievable pitch that we thought he was struck out, and then the next pitch he hits it out of the park to tie the game. And then, of course, everybody remembers the Fisk home run. But I said, what were you thinking? And I'll never forget, after the game's over, my locker was near Pete Rose's, and a writer came in and said, Pete, you got to be devastated. I said, you had it won. This is the final thing to solidify the greatness of the Big Red Machine. And Pete said, what do you mean devastated? He said, tomorrow we're playing in the 7th game of the World Series. We got our best pitcher going. There's going to be millions of people watching. We'll be the only game in town. He said, I can't wait. And I thought, I'm sitting here thinking, man, we could have had a ring. We could have had an extra $15,000, which is what basically you got back then for winning. And but Pete, and so the next night we went out. Of course, we had that rain delay up there too. We were there for a couple extra days, and we were taking our shirts and washing them out in the shower, and then turning the hot water on to dry them off. And we didn't have any money to go out because we were making $15,000 a year, I think. So you just didn't have that extra money. But the whole thing, raining, going over to a college, taking batting practice, the Boston fans screaming in your ear, it was just. It was really cool. And I think probably the older that I get, the more I appreciate just how special that was.
Absolutely. And then inevitably, you guys do end up taking the series. What kind of emotions is that? I mean, I know it's got to be a huge payoff.
Yeah.
But what kind of celebration is that with Big Red Machine?
It was relief, I think. When you see Johnny says it's the greatest thing in the world for him because he said, not for him personally, but he said I got to share that with 24 of my buddies. And Sparky certainly was well deserved. I mean, it was just a unique team. We had a lot of different personalities, but everybody pulling for the same thing. Those of us that weren't playing weren't bad-mouthing the guys that were. We were trying to learn from them, and you don't see a lot of that, I don't think, anymore. So, yeah, the celebration was good. We got back about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I think, from Boston, and there was 40,000 people waiting on us at the square. And so that's both World Series we won on the road, and we got back late at night. There were thousands of people out there waiting. And, you know, Boston, I think a few of us, we got to go out on the field, but just briefly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, people were coming from everywhere, and the cops were telling us, get off. The next year when we beat the Yankees, they told us just when the last out was made, get in the locker room. We couldn't go on the field at all because there was so much people hollering bad stuff.
Well, you know, New York is not exactly gentle with their feelings.
I got to play there 4 years, so I know.
Today's broadcast was presented by Glen Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.